What? Live streaming isn't available? Oh my god. Oh wait, it is working. Okay, nice. Nice, okay, so let's go. Okay, I have again my controller. Yes. Okay, yeah, I have everything. I I had to. Oh, I should maybe not push buttons accidentally. Okay. Well, I ordered this thing. I'm gonna open it right now. Another unboxing. Da 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 da. Oh. Aha, wait, I have scissors. It's not a problem. Oh. Here we go. Okay. Tick, 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 tick. La, 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 la. Okay, this is the battery tray. Oh, I still have the other cables here. The German cables, but I have black and weird without the yellow this time here. Came with, okay, nice. I found some batteries at home. So yeah, let's open this. Okay, so I should be able to put this in the back here. Yeah. Yeah. I think I can clip this in. And I don't think I can even do it wrong. Yeah, easy. This is right, I'll show you what it looks like. Can I? No, it's difficult. Okay. But yeah, this is, I can't really make any mistakes here. Okay, it is in. Wait, is it too wide to go in? It doesn't fit, nice. No way, it doesn't fit, wait. I'm gonna put the batteries in to start off. Which isn't too complicated. Tick 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 tick. Whoopla. Okay. So it doesn't fit well. Okay, what I'm gonna do is try to put it in without like damaging the cables. Okay, no, it fits well. Okay, so it's in. Gonna close it up again. Do I just push? Okay, yep. Okay, I'm just gonna blow it. Got a bit dirty. Okay, so I have the batteries in. I should be able to turn it on now. Let's see. It turns straight back off again. What? What's the issue here? Okay, I'm keeping it held down. Open. Okay. Whoopla. Switch warning. Okay, it seems to be working. I have 9 volts in here as well. Now what? Now I have to connect it to my computer. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch a tutorial for this. Mr. Steele. I think I can find it here. Oh dear. Okay, got the tutorial here, I think. I'm just gonna put the desktop audio also like that. The stream can hear it but not see it.
I'm going to be doing a video series about getting into FPV to 100% flying FPV, and then what is the thing that I would recommend. Seconds ago we talked about the screens or goggles. Now craft that you can fly that you shouldn't try, things that you're going to do that you probably shouldn't have done. FPV, a 5-inch all the way to 100%, and that is flying a drone comfortably. And the first thing that I can recommend, and this is going to be your first purchase, you're not going to buy the drone, you're not going to buy the goggles, you're not going to buy this option, the cheapest route, and you will ultimately be able to use this all the way through the path. So that's why I'm recommending this radio. This radio is actually the FrSqy Q.
Okay,
Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the How to FPV series. And today we're going to be talking about setting your radio up with a simulator. And I'll talk about a couple different setups and how to make it feel as realistic. That is the second video of our FPV series of how to get into FPV. And yeah, we're going to start out with what we purchased in the last video, which is a Q7X or QX7, whatever you want to call it. This is the bare bones budget model from FrSqy. It's called the Q7X, and it's around 107 bucks.
Yeah,
QX7,
I got this thing.
And yeah, this is the radio we're dealing with. You can buy other radios from FrSqy or Spectrum or Jetty. Or let's get back to setting up our radio. Like I said, you probably want to go ahead and start downloading Velocidrone. I'll talk about that here in a little bit when we actually get on the computer. But first, we're going to turn on our radio and we're going to set it up so that it's perfectly calibrated, and our radio is ready so that we can plug it into the computer and get it going. So first of all, we're going to turn the radio on by holding down that center button. Make sure it's charged up. Obviously, you charge it up, use the owner's manual, figure out how to charge it up. I think it charges USB, not 100% sure. This is not the radio that I use on a regular basis. I use the X9D, which charges via a plug on the side. So when you turn it on, there's going to be a thing that says, switch warning, or if your throttle wasn't at 0, it'll say throttle warning. So for example, here in the United States and in most places in the world, there is something called Mode 2, which has throttle and rudder on the left, and it has aileron and elevator on the right. Now there are other modes out there. I suggest you Googling them if you are curious about them, or if your radio is set up differently and throttle's on the right, you're most likely going to be Mode 1, which means throttle is switched to the right side. I don't want to confuse anybody, but just in general, it should all work the same. It's just things are in different places. For most people, Mode 2 is going to be the standard. So again, throttle is on your left. You want to make sure throttle is down always, because ultimately it can lead to problems if your throttle's up. It's always going to warn you and say, hey, put your throttle down if it's not up, or if it's not down when you turn it on. So once you get going, you want to try to make sure all the switches are switched back, because that's just kind of the safe position that it wants. If you don't want to do that, you can hit exit and you will get to the main screen. Now the main screen on yours probably will say Model 1, but we're going to make a new model because we want to set up a model specifically for the simulator.
Ooh.
So how we're going to do that is we're going to go on the home screen. You can hit exit a bunch of times if you feel like you're not on the home screen. Get to the home screen. You're going to hit this middle button between page and exit, and you're going to see this thing that says model select. You're going to scroll down to an open position. In this case, 7 is open for me. I'm going to hold down click the button on the right under the spinny wheel thing, and I'm going to say create model, again pushing down on the center button of that wheel. It says something about the SD, whatever, it doesn't matter. It made it. So anyways, we have a new model. It's called Model 7. What we're going to do is we're going to hit exit, and we're going to hit the middle button again, and then we're going to hit page, and then that will bring us to the setup page, okay? So we can name our model here if you want.
Yeah, I'm
here and
already
just call it
lost.
sim. I'll try to do that really quickly so that we can get going here, because I know this video is going to be a little longer than the average video.
Oh yeah.
Name our model here. If you do is we're going to hit
Had to go back.
exit, and we're going to hit the middle button again, and then we're going to hit page, and then that will bring us to the setup.
I'm lost.
Setup page, okay? So we can name our model here if you want. We go in here and just call it sim. I'll try to do that really quickly. And then we're going to hit page, and then that will bring us to the setup.
It doesn't bring me to the setup. What? Okay, let me see again what it does.
A new model. It's called Model 7.
Yeah,
what we're going to do
Model
is
2.
we're going to hit exit, and we're going to hit the middle button again,
Exit.
and then we're going to
Middle
hit
button.
page, and then that will bring us to the setup page, okay?
Page.
So we can name our
yes,
model
yes,
here if you want. We go in here and just call it sim. I'll try to do that really quickly so that we can get going here, because I know this video.
Model name. I'll just call it A. AC. How do I stop the naming? Okay,
Video is going to be a little longer than the average video. And so we got it named sim. You hit exit. It's highlighted again. We scroll backwards to the very bottom of the page. You can go this from the top if you want. We're going to find D16. We're going to click the middle button.
okay, I went all the way to the bottom. It's not. Oh, CH1 16, is that what it means, maybe? Mode. Mode off? Wait, external setup. Yeah, okay. Wait. Channel range. No, mode.
Button. We're going to make sure it's lit, blinking. We're going to scroll to the left until it says off, and we're going to hit center there.
Mode off. Okay, it was
There, and then exit.
like that.
So what that did is that
Nice.
turned off the internal transmitting module. Middle button. We're going to make sure it's lit, blinking. We're going to scroll to the left until it says off, and we're going to hit center there, and then exit. So what that did is that turned off the internal transmitting module. So the button, we're going to make sure it's lit, blinking. We're going to scroll to the left until it says off, and we're going to hit center there, and then exit. So what that did is that turned off the internal transmitting module so that there's not actually anything being transmitted while we're playing a simulator, because we don't need anything to be transmitting while we're playing the simulator. So you go back to the main screen, and now we're going to do one thing that's pretty crucial, and a lot of people actually don't do this. We're going to calibrate the sticks on the radio. So how you're going to do that is you're going to go back to the home page, hitting exit a couple times, hold down that center button, and then you're going to see radio setup. Now you can set up the date, and you can set up the battery voltage range and all that stuff here.
I didn't see that.
Go back to the home page, hitting exit a couple times, hold down that center button, and then you're going to see
Okay.
radio setup. Now you can set up the date, and you can set up the battery voltage range and all that stuff here if you want. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit page until you get to 9 of 9 up in the right hand corner. You'll see 9/9.
I only have
says
7.
Calibration, and it says enter to start.
I only have 7 pages. What? Okay, calibration was. Okay, enter to start. I found the screen on the list.
I just go ahead and center the left stick as like much as possible. I'm gonna hit the center button on the right. It says set sticks to midpoint. What that means is you're going to set the throttle stick to its middle point. And what that actually means is to look at it and try to center it as much as possible visually from the top to make it adequate and very similar to the one on the right, because this other one is held by springs in center and this other one on the left is only held in the spring from side to side motion but not up and down. So center it as much as you can from top to bottom, and then you're going to hit enter. And what that does is it starts the calibration. There's no timing involved, but you do need to do what it says next, which is move sticks and pots to their, because it just says move sticks and pots, but you want to move them to their farthest positions so that you get the maximum travel and maximum range on your sticks. And what that does is shows you the maximum travel, minimum travel, and it also shows you where the midpoints are. It shows the radio so that it can tell, you know, hey, when he's fully over here, he's fully over there, and it shows because you calibrated it correctly. So when we're done with that, we're just gonna set it back up. You can do the pots if you want. I don't ever do the pots because we don't use potentiometers for multi-rotors.
Okay,
And it says move sticks, blah, 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 enter when done. So we move everything around, we're good, we hit enter, it's done. This radio is calibrated, it's calibrated for the sim, it's calibrated for everything, it calibrates as a whole, it doesn't just calibrate for that one model, so you don't need to do it every single time. So you're gonna hit exit, and you're going to go back to your home screen. We have a home screen now. Our thing's set up. Internal module is off. We've calibrated the radio. We can set throttle back at 0. The next thing we're going to need is we're going to need a USB cable so that we can hook this radio up to the computer. So why would we need to hook it up to the computer? Well, you can do it wirelessly. I'm sure there's someone out there that's going to comment and say, oh, well, they make a wireless trainer port, blah, 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 you can do all this. Well, this is the cheapest option, right? So we're going to deal with a USB Mini today. This is a USB Mini cable. And
okay,
a USB Mini.
I have to look for this now. Oh, wait. I have a whole lot of cables. One of them's gotta be it. Okay, let me just put my headset down for a sec. Yo, guaranteed I used to have one. I don't know where it went. Let me just check what it looks like again. Okay. Is it still
It's
like
kind of weird. It's the
this
only
in the
thing that
control?
the only thing I use it for is to charge my freaking electric toothbrush. But you know, I have one lying around, and yeah, I usually recommend them being 2 to 3 feet long so that you can get away from your computer. You don't have to sit right next to it with this short little cable trying to play on your simulator. So get one that's like 2 to 3, probably 3 feet long. This particular one has USB 3 or 3.1 on the left side, and it has mini USB on the right. It's not micro USB, not the one that your Android charges with, but the one that's bigger than that. That's between the typical USB and the
Yep,
micro. So
yep,
this
yep.
is
I used to
mini
have one
USB, and that
100%.
plugs into the bottom of the Q7X. If you have an X9.
Oh, it plugs in at the bottom. Let me check if it's not the same plug. Ah, yes, it is. Okay, I'm gonna go and look for it again because I used to have one for sure. Okay, look. This just proves that I had to have one. I have a GoPro. Guess what you need to charge a GoPro up with? This same little cable. I'll just check the all the cables I have again. This is not good. I'm going to go and look if I find any other cables lying around. Yes, 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 I found it. Here it is. This is what I need. And what I also found is this USB thingy. Can make my cable longer. If this doesn't... Yeah, this one here is pretty short. So like this, I can plug the USB into the USB and then plug this on here into the back of the controller. Like this. Okay, I have to pull my keyboard a bit back, like that I don't break it. Let's do it like this. And okay, let's go back to the tutorial.
9D, which is the radio that I use, then it plugs in on the back, which is poor design because when you set it down, it ultimately has a USB thing sticking out of it and it can break off. The Q7X or QX7 has actually gotten a lot better and it's on the bottom, but do be aware that these things are pretty fragile, so you can break it off. Just, understand that things are fragile and you're dealing with something that's, a little tiny piece of metal that has connections on the side of it. In my case, I know there's going to be some Mac haters out there. I have a MacBook Pro here. I'm dealing with USB-C and I have a USB 3.
Yo, what? Exit. Dude, was it my controller that did the sound?
0.1 or whatever, so I have to have a dongle. I'm sure you can find a USB-C to USB mini, but I don't have one, so I had to find a dongle. So we plug that into our computer. I'm going to go ahead and start a screen recording so you can see what I'm seeing. And then we're going to plug this into our radio. Now, you need to make sure that the radio is on when you plug in the USB, because if you plug in the USB and then you try to turn the radio on, it won't turn on. So you need to turn the radio on and then plug in the USB. So we've already done that. The radio's on. We're plugging in our USB. It says on the screen USB joystick or USB SD storage. I want to click USB joystick.
Okay, let me plug it in. Whoopla. USB joystick. Yep.
We're good to go. Things hooked up to USB SD storage. I want to click USB joystick. Yeah. We're good to go. Things hooked up to the computer. It's ready to go. It's being used as a joystick. Throttle's down. All switches are away from us. And we're getting to the computer where now we're going to go download Velocidrone. I'm assuming you guys have already downloaded it at this point because I can't sit here and download it because this video would take forever. But I just go on, search Velocidrone on Google, and ultimately it leads me to Velocidrone FPV Racing Simulator, and I download it. There is another simulator called Liftoff, and I'll talk about that right now. That is actually under Steam. It's a Steam game, so if any of you guys are familiar with like Counter-Strike or something like that, you know of Steam. Steam has games on it. Obviously, you can download Liftoff, which is on Steam. I downloaded it recently, the more recent version, because I talk to those guys fairly regularly. And I tried it. I didn't necessarily find it to feel as realistic as I'm used to on Velocidrone, but it did look more visually appealing. My computer can't really handle the highest setting of graphics, so you may take that into consideration when you're downloading certain games. You can degrade the graphics, but ultimately, Liftoff is more of a game than it is a simulator. Now, I know that it's a good simulator, but it is more of a game. It looks more like a game, where Velocidrone is definitely more of a simulator than it is a game, but it does look very good. Now, there's other ones called Freerider, and there are other free ones out there. I do just suggest, if you want an easy turnkey situation, I'm not being paid by Velocidrone. I don't have any affiliation with it. It's just the one that I know, and that's the one that I'm suggesting. So $20, I guarantee you will have a good experience with it. So anyways, I've downloaded Velocidrone. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. The drivers should work. This day and age, it's not like you have to go out and find all these weird drivers to get stuff to work anymore. It should just kind of work turnkey. But if you do have a problem, I'm sure if you Google Velocidrone or taranis, FrSqy driver.
Yo, this is some cute music. Okay, I just have to set up a screen. With game capture, game capture 2, okay, tac. Capture specific window is liftoff.exe, okay, yes. Okay, I'm just gonna plug my camera out. I don't need it anymore, I don't think. Yep. Okay. So, options. Controls. To have the controller, select the controller preset or create your own step by step. Okay, wait, tools. Single player tutorial. Free flight. Okay, let's try this. See if this thingy works here. No track. Okay. I hope my controller is connected and everything's alright. Okay. Let's use this one, yeah? Yeah, okay. So it's not connected to my controller. Okay, I gotta find out how to put my controller. Control it. Yes, it is. Switched on. I think I do have. Actually. Okay, so Steam is the problem, is that it? Steam settings controller. Controller general control settings mix. No controls detected. What? Okay, I'll go back to the tutorial.
For simulator, I'm sure you can find the drivers that you need, and I actually think that Velocidrone on their site has the drivers that you need to download to make this work. So we're gonna go ahead and click play on the screen, and we're gonna set this up. And yeah, so once we get all this stuff going, there are actually some settings that you'll need to put in aside from the stock settings on the simulator that will make this drone feel very intuitive and natural. Now what I mean when I'm saying intuitive and natural is I want something that when I move my thumb in a natural way, like hey, you know, something's coming and I just do it under natural reflexes, under muscle memory, that it does exactly what I want it to. If it's too sensitive, I might overcorrect and crash. If it's not sensitive enough, I might not have anything physical. Hey, I want this physical-related. I do think I can try to come to the comments and like help you guys out, but I'm pretty sure it should just work for you. Once you get in here, we're gonna go to single player.
No controllers detected. This is not good. Okay, how do I Okay. Gaming. Controls. Uh, okay, I don't know why it's not working. Uh, no controls detected. Yeah, nice. Hmm. Connected before starting the game, maybe it was connected afterwards. I'll just quit the game and start it again. Like that we can be sure. Oh. I'll unplug it and plug it back in again. Joystick, yeah. So yeah, I heard it connect. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to tell you the model that I use. So I've used all of these models, I've tried different things, and just so happens that this one called a Little Bastard always works for me and always feels the best. So that's open. City works pretty well because what's settings? We field of why I
also a trainer port, and in this case a USB. And to make it work, we're going to use this micro USB to a normal USB connection. And we first put on the taranis.
Welcome to Toronto.
Put the USB in. The first thing we need to do is go to the menu of the taranis. When we are in the menu, you have to create an empty blank profile. I call my empty blank sim. Let's select this model and flip the page. Now you're in model setup. Rather, but push to put this on edit. In this case I use Windows, and I will check out my control panel. And inside devices and printers you can see the FrSqy taranis joystick popping up. If you right click on that, you can enter game control settings and joystick and my pitch and roll are on the right.
Oh my goodness.
Taranis USB. Now you can play the game. Thank you all for tuning in. And
Okay, last try. Oh man. No controller connected, like how do I... Oh, I can't even connect the